Good evening and welcome to another episode of Haunted Homemaking. Tonight I'm going to do a little bit of woodworking and create this ghoulishly glamorous hand mirror. Now, from carving to sculpting, I am definitely not a professional, but the important part is that I have the patience, the good attitude, and of course, I know you guys believe in me. So with that being said, let's give it a whirl and begin. The first and most important step is the design stage. Now, I'm the kind of ghoul to dive headfirst into a project because I get so eager to see what my finished product looks like, and I'm really trying to learn how to take my time so that everything else can go as smooth as possible. Anyway, I have my cutout pattern here and I just use regular printing paper. For the design, I'm thinking a bat swarm flying out of a cathedral. Ambitious? Yes. But we like things a little extra here. Isn't that right, Bobby G?
Uh,
This is the bluest soda I
Hey.
have ever seen.
Oh, no, you don't. That soda cost me 10 quarters, and inflation is crazy.
This looks like my Dawn dish soap.
Well, it's not. Give me that soda back.
Okay, well, I don't want it. You can have all of it.
You keep your hands off my soda.
Okay.
I'm serious.
Nothing too interesting here. I'm just tracing the pattern of the body to my wooden boards. I want these two sides to be as identical as possible because I designed the mirror part to sit in between, and I definitely took way too much time doing this before realizing I'll just sand anything that isn't quite equal. Once I got to tracing the bats though, I knew immediately how much I would regret having to cut those out. Without a laser cutter, those tight curves are no joke. I'm sure there's a tool out there that would make it much easier. Also, side note, make sure the wood grain is running the direction you want it to.
Do. I got the soda. What's the password? You big dubbies. Did you get the Cheetos? Dang it. Okay, I'll be right back.
In an attempt to be a little bit more resourceful, I'm going to use some Polonia craft boards left over from a previous project I have. This kind of wood is great to work with because one, very inexpensive, and two, very sturdy and easy to carve. Along with the wood of choice, I am going to use some carving tools and of course the mirror. As far as woodworking tools, I have just enough to get the job done. Unfortunately, I don't do enough woodworking to justify buying every tool out there. I know that most of those tools will make my job a million times easier, but I think we got this.
Excuse me, pardon me.
Hey, what are you doing there?
What do you think you're doing?
Mom tax.
What are you talking about, Mom Tax? You're eating my chips.
Mom tax.
What you do? I don't think I like taxes very much. Some might say taxation is theft.
Who's going to build the roads?
What roads are those Cheetos paying for?
Using a scroll saw, I'm cutting all my pieces out. I love using this kind of saw because I can almost compare it to a sewing machine. You're moving the material instead of the tool, and I feel like I have more control while operating it. Since my shapes are mostly rounded, I'm taking my time removing everything piece by piece. Here, I'm drilling a large hole where my mirror is going to be placed. This allows me to reinstall the saw through the hole and cut out the shape from there. Okay, so I was going back and forth with how to go about cutting out these bats, and I decided I would cut close enough and sand anything extra with my rotary tool. I'm using extra strength adhesive for my mirror, letting it set, then wood gluing my two sides together. When applying wood glue, I want enough so that a little bit of glue comes out of the sides. Not really globs of glue coming out like this, but it does the job, and I just had to wipe the excess off. I can only find one clamp, so I placed a weight on top, but please properly clamp your wood to dry so everything is nice and secure.
Do. I have the Cheetos. Did you order the pizza yet? Dang-nabbit. I'll be right back.
So I have all my wooden components glued together, and now we wait. And while we're waiting, does anyone have any good show recommendations? Actually, I guess we can use this time to get to know each other. How is everyone's holiday season? How is everyone handling the slow drag of life, wondering if we'll ever be happy? Would you look at that? The glue's dried. And Bobby G, where'd you get that pizza?
Delivery.
How'd you get it delivered?
Credit card.
Whose credit card?
That's for me to know and Melton John to find out.
Well, as long as it wasn't my credit card.
What's this $50 charge on my
I'm in
credit
debt.
card?
Once my wood glue is dried, I covered my mirror in layers of masking tape to protect it. With my carving and rotary tools, I'm rounding out all the corners and seams. With my bats, I'm using my rotary tool to smooth them out, and basically chiseling off the corners I couldn't get to with my scroll saw. Now I'm sanding to make sure everything is even, then finally wood gluing my bats to the mirror.
Pizza. I got the pizza. Did you get the... Oh wait, that's everything. Pizza party. Pizza.
When it comes to carving, I can only do so much skill-wise. I'm more comfortable with adding material rather than taking it away, if that makes sense. So I decided to build up the rest of my mirror and details using wood putty specifically because I want it to, well, act like wood from texture to taking stain well. So let's get this all mixed up and begin. Before sculpting with wood putty, I'm carving out some details on the bat wings. This will add an additional ornateness and also give dimension to the entire design. This wood putty is just an equal parts mix. What I really like about this brand is that you can mold and sculpt it just like clay, allowing all kinds of detailing. Like, for instance here, fur and texture on the bat wings. I'm sculpting the cathedral at the handle with a few smaller flying bats leading up to the larger bats around the mirror, giving it a swarming appearance. Because I'm pretty rough handling this mirror, there are a few scrapes and dents. I'm using the same wood putty to fill in those, plus the seam. What is woodworking but hiding your mistakes? That's what they say, right? To give more of an impression that the bats are coming out of the mirror, I'm chiseling down the tail here and into the wood. So we are at the home stretch, and anything from this point on is pretty straightforward. I'm going to go ahead and stain my piece with a nice espresso brown, and then seal with a satin polyurethane, and I'll be back with the finished product. Before adding stain, I'm giving everything a quick scuff sanding, then using a foam brush to apply this beautiful dark color. Wipe off any excess stain to let that wood grain show, and finally, add your polyurethane for that ghostly shine. Look at this mirror. This mirror is just so elegantly Gothic. I'm obsessed. I'm thinking I might do an entire vanity set in this theme, but we'll see. I have so many ideas for this year, and I'm really, truly excited to plan all of that. Anyway, thank you again for joining us. Please look both ways, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
So what do you think of Paranormal Activity?
It was okay.
What do you think would have made it better?
We don't ever get to see the ghost. He just kills the people.
Yeah, if I was a ghost like him, I think I would have done a backflip or something. That ghost wasn't very cool, huh?
Whoa! What is that?
Oh, that's the mob tax. You gotta pay the tax so she can go away.
The mob tax? Okay, here you go. That's crazy.